Hello, hello, hello. Well, day 3 coming up. Snowflake time. These are those tea light holders I did last year. And I have 4, of course. They're all different. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put holographic laser red in one. And then, as you see, each color is going to go into each one of these. Let me get rid of my excess stuff off of here. I finally found more of my Christmas beads for my beaded pens. And you probably won't see those being done, but I'm going to get them done because I've got 18 more I need to do for the residents of our local senior center, well, not senior center, our local senior care facility, our rest home. And so, yeah, I got to get those done, and I'll probably do those while this is curing. But now, see, traditionally, blue is not supposed to be part of Christmas. So I have been debating, and I've been thinking about doing the laser silver, because silver and gold decorations on every Christmas tree. Oh, God, that sounded bad. Sorry, I just woke up from a nap. My throat's sore. And, yeah, I think I'll go that way. Yeah, definitely that way. So, let me go ahead and get my resin mixed up and separated. Now, I will do what I can with what I have in these. It's not much left. There's approximately 12 ounces left between the two. So, I do have more epoxy. If I have to mix it, I will. But these actually do take a lot of resin. So more than likely, I'll be mixing up more. And this is why I'm separating what I can into these cups here. I do have an overflow ready for it. Mold anyway. So just in case, which I'm sure I'll get the ratios mixed up a little bit here, but I'm giving 4 ounces for each one. So yeah, if there's 12, I'll have to mix up a little bit more. And anyway, I'll be back as soon as I get this mixed up and separated. Okay, I have it divided, probably not very equally. So all I'm going to do is, well, first I'll wipe the dust off the top of this one. Well, should wipe the dust off of all of them. They haven't been used since I got them. So let's get the tops wiped off real fast. I do want this slightly thick of the resin because I do want very much to suspend as much of this glitter throughout as possible. Now, if I don't have enough to fill them completely, I will probably back it with a different color, like maybe even a solid white. All right, so all I'm doing is dumping the glitter in. A great deal of it. Basically, I'm coloring it with glitter. And I do need to hurry because I had to take a little bit of time out while after this was mixed to do a small cleanup. So let me get this lid out of the way here. That's very glittery, but I want to make sure it's all the way incorporated in here. Now, to make sure that it does thicken properly, I'm actually going to add a couple of drops of glue, the transparent school glue. So, oh, come on now, really, seriously? Okay. I have a tendency to want to just squeeze it in, as in squeeze, you know? It doesn't want to come out quickly. So I don't make a huge mess. I'm going to pour each one of these at a time. Okay, that's thickening pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and get this started. And I do mean just started for the moment, because you do want to try to get this into every crack and crevice. And you do want to make sure that you don't have any bubbles. So I'm just going to find that little ring. Make sure there's no bubbles in that. Do try to give it enough time to find its way into all the nooks and crannies. So while that's settling in, let's get the next color. Let's go with the red. Oh. And I will continue to do the same for each of these colors. I ended up with 300 mil, and it's definitely getting warm. Okay. And yes, I put more than 2 drops in or whatever. It's probably closer to 3 or 4 drops of the glue. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to work away from me and then bring it in. Which means I'm going to do the 2 opposite of me. So that I don't stick my hands or arms into anything at all. Okay, we'll funnel this in. Let it get its way naturally into there. You do want to dome these slightly. Okay. Stick this one out. I'm going to just place them out of the way as I go so that I don't bump anything. Okay, here comes the gold glitter. Well, this is going to be fine. Hopefully nope, it's not off there either. The green one came off and stuck inside the lid, which is good because it helped me a little bit. Let's see how much we've gotten in here. Very sparkly. Okay, let's get the glue in, get this poured. They are definitely getting hot. I don't need a flash cure in the cups. And the more delicate, intricate the mold, the more you need to let it settle. So get it close to where you think it's going to become full. Okay, let's get silver in. Definitely getting warm, folks. I had to use my mixer, my electric mixer, because my hands are shot to crap these days. Get it mixed in as well as I can. Oops, I need that stick a little bit, don't I? And while those are still low, I'm going to put them further up onto the mat so they all have some room for curing. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and finish the green. Let that, well, just putting more in to let it settle. Same thing with the red. Push a little bit into there. Get the gold. Let it find its way. And silver. Now I'm going to hope for as bubble free as possible but that's only a hope, because I did incorporate a lot of bubbles in this with that electric mixer. And the one I'm talking about is my Pixis. Okay, it looks like the green can use more real fast. Well, in your dumbing, please keep in mind that any of these little nubby things that are in here that are supposed to be kept clear are kept clear. If you see a little bit trailing off because you dripped on it a little bit, take a Q-tip and wipe that top off. And some more in the red. A little bit more in the gold. The silver is very close to good, so I'm going to add just a little bit more to it. Then we're going to find another mold real fast and finish everything off. And then we're going to have our curing time and be back from that. A little bit more in the gold. Some more in the green. Whoops. That could have been pretty, though. Looks like it's going to actually take most of all of this. Whoops. I hit the other stick. Okay, some of the red. Remember to always let it settle, because you don't want to completely overdo it. I'm going to get these jars and lids out of the way real quick, because I'm going to end up dumping them if I don't. I'm one of those people that if it can be spilled, I'll do it. I'll spill it. Okay, a little bit more silver. Okay, there's that. Let me get my fingers wiped off. All right, that silver is just about there. So I'm going to add just a little bit more and let it just slide in. Okay. Got a little bit of a cleanup on this side to do. Over here on my mat. Okay, that's just about there. A little bit more in the gold. And in case everybody wonders, I do not sell my products. I don't have a way to do it. We have craft fairs here, but they're always on a Saturday. My husband has not had a Saturday off in years. And so I'm on my own. I don't have a vehicle of my own. And I need an assistant to help carry things to the car. And because I can't really do it on my own, physically. So pretty much everything I make goes in a box or gets given away at Christmas time. So, or Halloween or whatever. And that's my crafting. That's my life. This one doesn't need too much more. All right, I'm going to turn sideways a little bit, see where all these are at. Okay, the red is beautifully domed. The gold needs like a drop. And the silver needs a little bit more. Sorry, my froggy throat. Okay, we let that settle. Okay, I'm going to add a smidge more. Because that is near perfect. Oh yeah. The red might have a little bit much in it. The green could use a little bit more. very little. And this is why we give it time to settle. Okay, I am going to find a mold to put this in and be back. All right, this is going to be an interesting mold. That resin had gotten so thick that when I was putting it in there, it started with the static, of course, drawing to the sides as it started tapering off. And so, because it's so thick, it's actually stuck to the sides. So this one's going to be interesting to watch, how it progresses with the different resins that are going to end up going in there. Because that's my overfill, my catch, for whatever I goofed on the amounts. But I didn't goof much, so 300 ml filled these. Okay, I'm going to put this net over the top here, and I'm going to allow this to cure, and probably about 2 hours on the heat mat, and I'll be back in about 3 hours. But you will see me like that. All right, so it's been actually closer to 4 hours since I set this down to cure. So this should be very well and ready. Of course, this is the over. So, oh yeah. Oh, that's going to hopefully be pretty. I'll set it aside because it just needs to continue getting filled. All right, so let's see what we have. I know what they're going to look like, pretty much. Let me get that overage off there. I forgot to wipe that down. That wasn't too difficult. And there's one little bubble that rose here. I'll take care of that just by poking it and maybe filling it. I don't know. Now, everything actually filled up except for some spots towards the ends of just these. This is filled nicely. This I did not get filled properly enough, so I will have some deburring to do. Oh, this one here is really not filled. And then the red feels really good. Okay, the silver's not as full as I'd hoped, but they are as they are. Now these are the more intricate ones, which is going to be a little bit more difficult. So this one, they're just going to be difficult. So what we'll do is we'll turn them over and we will begin display. They're still soft, and I don't understand that. Unless it's because it was the end of that resin that I used. Wow, okay. I might have to do what I sometimes have to do. I'm going to bring it to myself first to see if this is just going to be too flimsy. It is. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put you on pause. I'm going to grab a bowl of ice water, and we're going to sink these in that for, say, about 5 minutes to solidify them a little bit better, and then we can pull them out. I'll be right back. Okay, got some ice water here. Now, all we do is just take this. Unfortunately, this is a loaf pan, and it's not very deep. I may have to add a little bit more water. But you want to make sure that it's sunk down in the water, so I'm going to add just a little bit more. Now that ice helps to keep it really cold. Just knocking things down left and right here. Sink it down if you can. Hold it down in there so that all that gets cold. And then I'll do the same thing while I'm unmolding these. I will put the other one in there and it will get cold, and I'll be right back as soon as this one is cold enough. All right, here we go. Now that that one should be solidified enough, we go ahead and place the other one in real quick and let it begin. Don't want to squish it in there too tight because you don't want to warp your mold or let it solidify these in a warped condition. All right, here we go. So we're going to have to do this first. Get those pieces pulled out of there. And these will finish curing over a couple days. because this room is warm, and that's one of the reasons why it didn't harden up all the way. This room is right now at 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Don't know what that is Celsius right offhand, but you can look it up. Oh my gosh. Ugh, there we go. All right, this one's coming up nicely enough. So let me get this released out of here better. Oh my gosh. It's still slightly soft, so like I said, you gotta be gentle about this. Go around the circle and pull it. There we go. Okay, that one is released. Oh, hey, that turned out beautiful. And I don't have a bubble. I don't have bubbles screwing things up. Yay! Okay, there's that one. Let's get the red one out. This one should be easier now that the other one is out. Turn this over a little bit. Yeah, I did cover this ice earlier this year, the ice bath, where this is how you solidify items that are having problems hardening. You solidify them this way and then let them cure for about a week on their own. Okay, that mold is done. Out, it's clean even. So all I have to do is let it dry. Let's see if there's any bubbles in this. Small amount of overage. Just, wow, just itty bitty amount there. So I'll pull it out. No bubbles. Yay. Sorry, folks, I've got the hiccups. Okay, let me go ahead and kind of dry those off a little bit so I can set them aside and unmold the other set. Now, you will see these tea light holders a little bit later on because I have something special I want to do with them. And it will be a gift as well. All right, so sorry, my husband's giving me a little bit of help right now because I ran out of that resin I was using. I do have the same brand, but I don't mix lots. And so I do not want to put a new lot in on with old lot. Okay. The only thing we're waiting on is getting these unmolded, and I'm going to keep one in there to cool it down more. They're not really exactly warm, they're just, the room is warm itself, so it doesn't feel like they're warm. But it's definitely part of the problem here. Now, if you do have some problems getting those out of there, stretch as hard as you can here. And here first. And then place your thumb right about there and pull downwards. There we go. It's starting to release. There we go. Down through here. And what he's doing right now is he's looking for a 2-ounce squeeze bottle for me for what remainder I have of the B. You always end up with B or A where you have a remainder. And what I do with it is I do make my own resin paste out of it. Now, I hadn't made any for a long time, but that's because I was using mica powders mostly. And I didn't want to do that because I want a true white, a true black, and the only way to get those is to use iron oxide powder. And I have purchased some. Oh my gosh. There we go. Let's see. We'll let that one solidify some more in there. Wow, nice. Nice. Now to remove the green. Now here's where you get problems with those little inner pieces. So what you do is you can use your thumb or fingernail to push down, or if you have a dotting tool, preferably one that's got a little bit larger head than this, you can press right down through there. But this one is too small to do that. I do have another dotting tool, I just don't have it at hand right now. So we're going to pull out what we can here, and it'll follow. And right now I stupidly have my arm resting on this loaf pan, so I'm going to have him pull that away from me real fast so that I don't accidentally dump it over. Which is pretty much my kind of usual happenings if I don't think about it first. And one more of those to release. There we go. Now just to pull the middle out. Hopefully this one is bubble-free as well. Huh, I just dumped that on me. 1 second, let me dump some water out into the trash here. And then get it turned over so I don't get anything in it. Clean up some of this water mess. After all, it is on an electronics item here. Wipe that down just a little. Now I don't feel so bad. In case you were listening to all that noise just now, my husband pulled to something I would have done, and he didn't even say, "I did it, Marcy." Which is a good thing, because sometimes I'll have to say it for him, just so that I can beat him to it. Okay, let's just see if this has got any bubbles. Oh my goodness, I think I did it. I think I made it bubble free. I did. I'm so proud of myself. Oh my gosh. Now the only thing that needs to be done is any excess up here cleanup, but I cannot do that until it's hardened, because a deburring tool will dig down in there and remove more than what you want. Another way to do it is to file it down, and that's why you wait until it gets completely hardened. That way, you also make sure if you're doing a wet sanding, you do not need to wear a mask, because the water controls the amount of dust in the air. There's no dust because it's wet. If you are sanding dry, please wear a mask. The dust flies in the air. You will be breathing it in, and it is dangerous for your lungs. Anyway, enough of that. I hope very much that you enjoyed this video and that you like the outcome of these 4. Last year I did them, and they were more of a crystal clear. And this year I wanted to see some color. Wow, it's a little shiny up there on the one, isn't it? Okay, well, I'll pull them over to the side here. Does that help? Maybe a little, huh? Okay. Anyway, y'all know the drill. Thumbs up if you liked it. Thank you to all my subscribers, and to those of you who are new to my channel, thank you for stopping by. And those that you have been coming to the channel but haven't subscribed yet, maybe consider doing so at this time. It doesn't cost you anything, but it does help my channel. And of course, you know, some people don't care. Some people care if they get monetized. I'm kind of on the sides about that, both ways, because it would be nice to get monetized so I can pay for my cataract surgery a lot sooner. But I'm not going to worry about that. I really don't like all the ads that are played over and over and over when I'm watching channels, and that bothers me. It does, but I do watch their channels anyway, and I do watch their videos all the way through. Sometimes I will have to do it at times too, because of being short on time, and at this time of the year, because I'm doing my own videos, and I'm doing 25 days straight. Yeah, it's very difficult to get to everybody's channel right away. Sometimes I'll miss premieres. Most of the time I'll miss a premiere, but I do get there to go watch, and I do hit the thumbs up button, and I do leave a comment when I've been there. All right. Anyway, if you have a comment, or if you have a question, comments are below. Please put it in there, and share if you care. Peace out. Merry Christmas.